I'm Johnny Clark. This is my partner, Larry Davila, and we enjoy coming to Cathedral of Faith. We're part of the Starts With Heart leadership team. We try to motivate and encourage people. It's been part of my ministry throughout my life is really working and serving, being a servant warrior leader. So together, we found each other and we produce a ministry that helps people, helps communities. Well, it's 2.4 million kids in the United States go to sleep each night without a parent because one of them is incarcerated. So for Lurie and I, we define that as a broken family. Anytime that a child has got to be removed from something that is really supposed to be a cohesive unit. Together, we're kind of like a Brady Bunch because we have essentially 6 kids between us, and we shuffle between those, and we can't imagine at any given time not having some connection with our family. But yet we're a broken family as well. And we're trying to find ways through creative strategies like Starts With Heart, utilizing the platforms and the foundations that Cathedral has given us to expose more of those families to our team structure, which is cohesive and inclusive and brings about change.
We teach technical education, and at the end of a 36-month apprenticeship program, the men receive a Cisco certification. We also have an OJT program. So it starts with technical education, and then we introduce employers to our students. Hopefully that leads to employment, and in the end we have the affordable housing project where we're building and or looking for places that the men could reside.
So when you begin with, for example, as Lurie is describing, when you're looking at the child and you realize that the real problem is existing in the parent, what we're trying to do is bridge 2 problems at the same time. One, the child who goes to sleep each night without the parent who can't be involved in the child's life for various reasons, whether it be because of employment, whether it be because of incarceration, whether it even be because of homelessness. These are all elements that affect roughly, I think, somewhere close to 4 million people in the United States today. Louis Honore is my real true story. This is a young man who had been separated from his family, again, broken families. His daughter lived in Alameda County, he lived in San Francisco County. The court had decided that he was not allowed to go to Alameda County to visit his daughter on prescribed days. The mother would have to bring the child to San Francisco. Consequently, he was in my class in county jail. So that really had a little bit of a gumbo problem. You know, mom didn't want to bring the baby to the jail, daddy wanted to see the baby, and so forth. And Louis met me that day and he was crying and he said, "Johnny, I will do whatever it takes, whatever's necessary to get my certification so that I can get a job and I can get back with my daughter." The best testimony I can give is that you look on Louis Honore's Facebook page and you see him and his daughter not only at Disneyland together, but you see each and every time he's with her, how they have come back together. So not only was he able to overcome the challenges of the court where he wasn't allowed to go to Alameda and see his daughter, he's taking her to Los Angeles to Disneyland. That's the first testimony. The second testimony is the job that he got when he came out of county jail. He was the technical support person for the very court that sentenced him to the jail. We're really trying to impact lives. 2.4 million kids go to bed in the United States without a parent because they're incarcerated. 484 homeless vets on the street in San Jose right now. And we're the 10th richest city in the world. Cisco is the largest employer in San Jose. I don't know how to explain it. It's as if when you receive the Holy Spirit and you know that you know that you know that you know that you know. And when Pastor Wayne asked us to be a part of the helping facilitate the support of the conference, and you saw all of these individuals from all over the United States, they were coming in. I mean, I met individuals from Prairie View, I think it was, A&M down in Texas. And you saw people who were leading major companies like VMware, and it was just it was incredible. And I said, Lord, there are more for us than there are against us in this endeavor. And if we can lock in somehow to the energy that's in this experience, I want to be a part of that. I would say that if you're coming to this conference or if you're coming to our meetings on Saturdays and you want to be a part of something, be a part of something real. Want to be a part of something real. This is not a superficial play game. We don't talk about, the value sets and the MVPs in terms of, what are we doing? We're talking about how do we really make action happen? How do you execute what God has told you to do in that seat inside the church? Well, we find out how to execute it in the entrepreneurial ministry. There's no breaking in between those 2 points. It's about bringing people to Christ,
Right.
period. And we do that so well. So if that's what you want to be a part of in context of the entrepreneurial ministry, in context of people who believe that, in a community that understands that, that's what you should think about when you come to Starts With Heart. If you're really looking for an example, the story of hope, that's what we sell. We go inside the jail and we offer hope. The type of hope that you would see in a 12-foot sign when you walk into cathedral that kind of reinforces what we believe. The type of hope that comes from someone like a Kenny Foreman saying God's delay is not God's denial. So therefore, in an entrepreneurial sense of things, it's going to get hard. It's going to get rough. You may not have the money you want to have. You may not have the house you want to have or the car you want to have, but you don't give up. And those value quality sets are what come out of Starts With Heart. It comes out of Cathedral of Faith, and you see it in the leadership. Our leadership team is awesome. We can do things that I have never seen a church do, and I've been around a lot of churches. We've learned traction. It was one of the words that I used at Facebook, and I quickly bring it back to hope. What I asked Facebook for in terms of was attraction was, could you give us some hope for 15 individuals in a county jail? What does that look like? Define what that means. That's an example of what we learned in Starts With Heart. The definition was 15 on-the-job training positions that I could actually offer these men in jail. That's the kind of hope that we sell. And that's the kind of hope that we ask Facebook to give us. But we did not know how to connect those 2 points together without the resources and the tool sets that we picked up from Starts With Heart in that cohort. I would say, again, come with a real expectation of doing real things, because that's what we want to do.